Hello, good evening, my lovely. Welcome to my kitchen. You are in the kitchen of Chef Nupur. I'm the chef and owner of Queen's Curry Kitchen, and there are days when I don't know what to cook for dinner for my own family. That is true. So today I am making a very quick dish that involves some onions, some cumin, a little bit of tomato, some tomato puree, basic spices, and that's about it. On the other side, I will also try to make myself an evening cup of chai. So good evening to everybody that's tuning in. Hello, hello. If you've never been here before, welcome to the Queen's Curry Kitchen. I'm just trying to figure out what kind of pasta I should make with my... maybe I should do a gluten-free pasta. No, I'll actually do this one, okay? So I'm going to do a combination of peas and pasta. That is going to be our dish. Ideally, you should make this dish either with shells or with elbows, right? But if you don't have either, do not despair. We can do whatever we want. You can also make it with something like this. So anything that has grooves on it will help to soak up the sauce really well. But I don't want to open a new box, so I'm just going to let that be. In here, I have some cumin seeds and some onions that I'm sauteing. I'm actually trying to figure out if I can give you a better view. So you can actually look inside the pot and see what is going on. So let's see if I can set up this contraption for you guys. Hello, hello. Where is everybody tuning in from? Hello, Sona. I know you're in Cali. Who else is where else? That's the question. Okay, so let's do this and see if we can give you a better view. It always gets on my last nerve. It's just too tough. आज बनेगा peas with pasta. So I'm just going to take you guys from here and put you here. Then you will get a good, hey, Tanya. It's good to see you, my friend. Okay, so let's just give you a good view into the pot. Okay, this thing is a little bit tight, so bear with me. I'm making this in my Instant Pot because I just use it for everything, including chai. So I started this out with just some cumin seeds. Can you see, guys? Hey, Tim. Okay, I think it's good. Hi, Tanya. Hi, Tim. Hi, Sona. Welcome. It's so nice to see everybody here. If you like my videos, take a minute and share it on your page so other people who love flavors can also get in here and see how it's done. I'm going to add some dry fenugreek herbs. This is also called kasuri methi. And when you order the masala box, the loaded spice box from Queen's Curry Kitchen, this will be one of the spices that you will get. You will also get the cumin seeds. So you don't have to go to any fancy exotic location to get all this stuff. It's all here. I'm going to wait for the onions to be translucent. Preferably, I would have liked to chop them a little bit finer, but they were already chopped by my staff at the restaurant, and I'm just too lazy to do it again. This is ginger garlic paste. That's going to go in. Yep. It's just ginger and garlic with a little bit of water churned inside the Vitamix. I prefer to use these instead of the store-bought ginger garlic paste because that has preservatives and it's not even a good taste. It really ruins the taste of the actual dish. Okay. Now on standby, I have half a plum tomato. I also have a little bit of tomato puree because at this time of the year, the tomatoes that you get are really not that great. They neither have color nor flavor, so it doesn't hurt to add some canned tomato puree for extra flavor. I'm going to bring some water because That's what I need to make the curry. This is my peas, frozen peas. I've just washed them with warm water. No rocket science here. Okay, gonna give it a good set. If you feel like the onion garlic is sticking to the bottom of the pan, add a little bit of water. It never hurts. Okay. You need to come to the restaurant. Listen, honey, come. I'm here. You know it. We got you, Tim. We got you. Oh my God, it smells so good. The fenugreek, I think in the winter time, when you add the dried fenugreek herb to anything, it just has this very aromatic and earthy quality. And that combined with cumin is really, 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 really good. In goes the tomato and in goes a little bit of the puree. Give it a gentle stir. This is the base of the curry that we are creating right now. As always, when the tomato goes in, always add your salt to draw out all the moisture that you need to draw out. So that is step number 2. We are going to do that right now. Okay, so this is my masala box. You can see it needs to be refilled. It's also the end of the week. I'm going to add some salt. Definitely turmeric, some paprika for color. This is not hot. If you like heat, then you can use cayenne pepper or red chili powder. Some roasted cumin powder. This is optional. I'm also going to add the Indian curry powder, which is Kitchen King. And when you order the masala box from the website, this will also come in the box for you. We also have some coriander seed powder, which will also be one of the spices that will be included for you. This is actually leftover from one of the shipments that I was sending, so I'm just using what's on the countertop. And you can see the spices tend to burn a little bit, so you're going to add a little bit of water. Whenever you add whole spices, you're going to add them to oil so that it'll be infused. And whenever you add powdered spices, make sure there is a supporting liquid that can actually help to simmer those powdered spices and draw out more and more flavor from it. Is the view good? Can you guys even see? Hey Pamela, how are you today? Welcome to the Queen's Curry Kitchen. If this is your first time, do not let it be your last. Okay, so as soon as you add the water, the addition of the tomato puree actually immediately makes it almost like a paste like, but the pieces of tomato are still in there, so we are going to let this saute. In the meantime, if you care to make a cup of chai, and for that I'm going to make only 1 cup. So I will use like the smallest pan that I have in my house. I will be using the chai masala, which you can find on my website. It has ginger, it has cardamom, cinnamon, fennel, everything is already included. That's the chai that I make, that's the chai that I sell. So a cup of water going on the stove right here. I'm right here, I did not go anywhere. Y'all keep an eye. My family owns restaurants. I don't really have a brick and mortar location. I only have a meal delivery service, and that I make from a ghost kitchen in Midtown Manhattan. My family owns 4 restaurants in Manhattan, and they're all called Mughlai. Mughlai is the name. We are on the Upper East Side. We are in Midtown East. We are also in Hell's Kitchen, and we're in the financial district. So I'm just adding extra cardamom to my chai. And then I'm going to go ahead and add my tea. Isn't that a cute jar? Look at this jar. Isn't that pretty? How pretty is that, right? I think I got it from like TJ Maxx or something during the holidays a couple of years ago. And then even after the tea bag's finished, I just never throw it out. I use it to put my own tea in here. So that's what I do. Oh, thank you for sending the stars. I appreciate that. Oh my God. Thank you. Thank you. That's really sweet of you guys. Okay, so before the water boils, I'm just going to go ahead and add 1 teaspoon of tea leaves into here. Maybe a little bit more. This is a very strong black Assam tea, so when you order the chai masala, keep that in mind that it's going to give you a nice dark color to your chai. Okay, Let me just switch the view back to what we started out making instead of digressing. Oh my god, it smells really good. For all the people that say they love tikka masala sauce and they could bathe in it, there's something about the combination of tomato puree and the fenugreek herbs that you actually feel like you can smell tikka masala sauce. Even though that's not what I'm making right now, you can actually look at the texture, how the texture changes. If you don't like any kind of bits of tomato or onion in your mouth, you can always add a little more water and then take an immersion or stick blender and blend this out for a smooth curry. Okay, so different people have different preferences. I like a little body to my food. I don't really like to eat baby food textured stuff. I've just gone ahead and added some sugar to my chai. If you eat sugar, you should put it. If you don't eat it, don't put it. I'm also going to go ahead and add some milk. I'm using a 2% cow's milk. You can use any milk for your chai that you wish. I'm trying to keep this on low to medium heat so that by the time I close the Instant Pot, I can actually bring you over here and make the chai with you. Okay? So thank you guys for keeping an eye on it. Now, how do we know that our curry is ready for the next step? It's a question that I get often. And so I'm going to keep stirring this, but if you have any questions, definitely drop it in the chat below. I'm happy to answer any questions that you have, okay? Because I have all the time in the world. I got an unexpected day off where I don't have to go to work today. So I'm very happy about that. Okay, so anybody who has any questions about Indian food, curry in general, not curry in general, just anything about Indian food. Right now there's a lot of trending stuff that's happening with Indian food. Or if you grew up around Indian food or did not grow up around Indian food but learned to love it as an adult, shoot me some questions in the comments. I'm happy to answer those. Okay, I will also keep you updated with whatever is going on with this. So this is what it looks like right now. The question that I get asked often is, how do we know that are we for the next step? Okay, like how do we know what is the next step that we have to add the next thing? So one big pointer for knowing that it's time to go to the next step or time to add the next ingredient is that when you make your curry paste and it's looking like this, you will actually see it come to a point where, hold on, let me just show you the view. The oil will, right? So I'm still sauteing this and I've used very little oil. But regardless of how much top, and it will start separating from the actual. So I will just keep on gently sauteing this. I make everything in an Instant Pot and you don't have to, but if you love the Instant Pot as much as I do, you know it's a time saver, it's a lifesaver. I've even made chai, rice pudding. Like, what are the unusual things that I've made? Pasta, just raw spaghetti and meatballs starting from scratch in my Instant Pot. Hi, Kina. Good evening. How are you? So I make everything in my Instant Pot. And if you're a lover of the Instant Pot like I am, then you know what I'm talking about. So the chai is coming along. You can see it's bubbling up and it's coming to the boil. Now, one important step in chai making is called aerating, right? So when you make your chai, you add everything and then you take the chai and you do this. Like this. Yeah, cooking late. I got an unexpected day off. So I was like, let me make dinner later in the night. Oh, yeah. Kina is my kind of girl. So, yeah. So you have to aerate the chai, which means that it helps to bring the color in. It helps to foam it up. Almost kind of like the latte philosophy, but it just helps to homogenize all of the spices that you've already put. So the masala blend that you're going to get already has the spices, so you don't really have to do that exercise when it comes to my brand of chai. It's available on our website, queenscurrykitchen.com, and shipping is free all over the US. So if you haven't gotten it, I'm offering a stocking stuffer size this season. So if you haven't gotten it, let me see if I can find a couple of bags. I might be able to show you what they look like. They're about this tiny and like hugely popular. People love it. Okay, so let me show you what the curry is looking like. So I do cooking in real time. I can always just edit it and make a 1.5 minute video, but I like to do cooking in real time so you can associate the ease of it. I haven't really done anything. It's not complicated ingredients. These are just really simple things that are available in every supermarket. Everybody has tomato paste. Now you can see there are droplets of oil. Let me get this fog off. Hey Jen J, how are you? Welcome to the Queen's Curry Kitchen. You're seeing the droplets of oil will start separating from your curry, and you'll see it wherever the bubbling is happening. Like you see that little thing over there. So you'll see little bubbles and poodles of oil that will start separating from the curry paste, and that's when you know it's time to add the next item. In this case, I'm going to add some peas. I'm not going to add too many because my husband then complains that it's sweet. Oh, I don't know. You can never make anybody happy. And then I'm going to go ahead and add raw pasta. Starchiness of the pasta, the tomatoey tang of the sauce, and then just peas, right? We're going to give it a good stir. You just have to sear the pasta for a couple of minutes. It's just completely raw. So just saute and sear it for a few seconds. And when you see that all of the pasta is coated with the curry paste, that's when you know you have to go ahead and add the water. So as much gravy as you want is the total quantity of water that you will add at this stage. I think I'm going to need to go and get some more because I have to allow for the pasta to soak up this water as well. So if I don't put a little bit extra, it's going to be a very dry dish, right? So I'm going to go ahead and grab some more water. The tea is doing its thing. I've put it on absolutely low so I can come back to it and show you how I aerate it and how I strain it. I'm going to get just a little more water. Okay, so depending on how much I have to allow. So that's about it. And as soon as you add the water, give it a good stir. I'm not adding any herbs like cilantro or anything yet. I will do that just before serving. You're going to do a taste test for seasoning. I feel like it needs a little bit more salt. So the taste of this should taste like whenever you make pasta or you make rice, it should taste a little bit more salty than you're used to. Okay, hi Sonal, good evening. Welcome to the Queen's Curry Kitchen. Just going to add some Himalayan pink salt. You can use any salt of your choice. And one last thing I like, only because it just helps to digest beans and legumes better. You don't have to add it if you don't have it. Okay, so just a couple of squirts of this. That's about it. And then I'm going to give it a good stir. Now, if you were to make rice for dinner along with this, you're going to put a trivet and you're going to put a smaller pot inside it with washed rice. And then you will pressure cook it. So it's called a pot and pot technique, which I've demonstrated many times. Okay, so I'm going to close this and so I will go into manual mode and put it in. That's all I need. 4 minutes. There you go. That's a lot of time. Okay, and then make sure that the Instant Pot is set to sealing mode setting, which is the 11 o'clock setting. I don't have the Instant Pot brand. My brand is called Magic Chef. But if you know how to work with it, okay? So coming back to the chai, I don't know. I usually never drink chai at this hour, but I just have not had chai all day today. So I don't want to make it any darker than it is right now, so I'm going to turn it off. And then we're going to go and grab something to strain it, right? You may have noticed that this chai is not in a tea bag. It's loose leaf chai. So I am going to strain my chai. And I'm going to drink it in this cup. Guess what it says? It says, you are never too old to need your mom. Oh my God. That is so true. I want my mom. Like, I don't want my mom every time, all the time, but I want my mom. Yes, you are never too old to need your mom. Okay, coming back to a new camera angle for y'all. There you go. See, I have all the gadgets in place to set up and show you a good view, right? Anybody has any questions so far of what we saw? Anything to do with pasta in the Instant Pot? Anything to do with Indian cooking in general? Anybody has any questions, just drop them in the comment. I am happy to answer them for you. Okay, so this is a strainer that we use, and then we're going to strain this chai. So all of the tea leaves are here. The cardamom, the fennel, the ginger, everything is strained here. And this is your cup of chai. Of course, I made a mess, like what's new. So we shall clean that. By the way, when you get tea leaves like that, you can actually use those in your compost bin. You can put them in your plants. And the tannin from the tea really helps the soil. That's what they say. So yeah. So by the time we were done doing this video, I have my chai ready. And I have dinner ready. Dinner is going on right over there. I have rice already. I might make... You've never had that tea before? Kina, you need to get the chai masala. I don't know if you're a tea lover or not, but you need to get the chai masala chai from the website, honey. It will change your life. It has beautiful notes of cinnamon, cardamom, and you'll see like it's real spices. It's not just some perfumey shit that I put in. It's just real stuff. Let me show you what it looks like. Hold on. Where did my assistant keep that? Okay, so let me show you. So this is the size of the chai masala. This is an empty packet, but this is the size. It's a perfect stocking stuffer. You can put it in there, and you only need about 1 teaspoon per cup of chai that you're going to brew. It has all the instructions on here, and it has all the ingredients listed. It is Assam black tea. So recently, I'm going to tell you a story because we love stories. Yeah, so recently I had someone who bought a chai masala from my website. And so I shipped it and everything, right? And shipping is free. So then she said, "Oh, I got an email from her saying that, I ordered the chai masala, but I didn't realize that it was tea." Hello, like what? I didn't realize it was tea. I don't do any caffeine at all. So can I just send it back for a full refund? And I'm like, she says, well, I always drink tea, but I just don't drink. I always drink chai, but I didn't know that yours was made from tea. I'm like, what? Are you good right now? I'm like, bro, what are you saying even? It made no sense. Anyway, I just realized that we had washed the Instant Pot. Now we're in business, okay? No wonder the steam was not coming up. So it's going to start brewing and the steam will start building up. Yes. So anyway, coming back to the story. So she was like, "Oh, well, I didn't know that chai had tea in it." And I was like, "Oh, what did you think it was made of?" Like, I don't know. Am I just presuming that everybody knows that chai is tea? Or is it just something that was very ignorant of her? I mean, I drink it all the time. I was like, really? I don't know. So anyway, so that was crazy. But, me being the generous, kind-hearted person that I am, I said, you know what? You can keep that. Give it to someone who can appreciate it, and I will issue you a full refund, which I did. So that's that. So if you don't put tea or caffeine in your body, do not buy the chai from my website, please. Like, do me a favor, do yourself a favor, do not buy the chai, right? There's also cardamom coffee on the website, by the way. So if you like Turkish cardamom coffee, it's just an instant version of that. It's just cardamom coffee, which is instant. And you have to boil hot water and put the coffee blend in it. And that's about it, right? So after 4 minutes of cooking in the Instant Pot, the pasta with peas will be ready. I will probably make some warm rotis to go with it. I do have rice in the fridge, so I don't know when Big Boss comes home what he wants to eat. We shall see. I will keep you posted. Yes, Kina, you're laughing, right? Like, do you get it? And she wrote this very serious email saying that, so, okay, let me do it in my radio broadcaster voice. I don't do any tea or caffeine in my body, and for that reason, I think I'm going to have to return this. I drink chai all the time, don't get me wrong, but I just don't do tea very well. And here I'm like, wait, let me read it again. I'm like, what? Wait, let me read it again. So I read it, and then I drink chai from Starbucks all the time. Drink chai from Starbucks. What do you think they are putting in the chai? Like, what do you think they're putting in the chai? Are they putting like crack? Are they putting cocaine? Like, What do you think they are putting in your chai in Starbucks? Like, what is it? Do you think they're just giving you milk with like some color and some vanilla? Like, what do you think chai really is? It's like saying that I like coffee. I drink coffee. Don't get me wrong. I drink coffee all the time, but I just don't do any caffeine. I don't think it's gonna go well. Like, dude, come on, like read it. So anyway, I told her that, so I in my customer service voice, I was like, well, thank you so much for your email. Exactly. So, I mean, who's going to tell her that, right? Kina, you guys have to go and read Kina's comments. So Kina says, do you think it doesn't have caffeine? Exactly my point. So in my in my customer service demeanor, I'm like, thank you so much for your email. We have taken your concerns into account. I'm really sorry it did not work out for you. Please keep the original package of masala chai with our compliments. Your refund will be issued momentarily. And then I proceeded to tell her that it clearly states on the package that there is Assam black tea. That's like the first component in the ingredient list. And there's cardamom and cloves and blah, 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 all the other good stuff. Cardamom, cloves, fennel, ginger powder, black pepper. All of that is in the chai. So I sent it, and then she said thank you for it, and then she sent me an email back, and I'm like, dude, the time that I'm spending just to do the email back and forth, I could have sold like 5 more packets of chai just by talking about it. Like, come on. So anyway, she was very persistent. So then she sends me a screenshot of my website, the shopping page, the exact shopping whatever description, and she says, see, it doesn't say that it contains tea. And I said, you know what, I'm not gonna answer this. So the customer service person in me felt very obligated to answer it, but the tired mom in me said, you know what, honey, it's okay. You got your refund, you got your chai, enjoy. I hope whoever it gets to is able to appreciate it for what it is. I'm really sorry it didn't work out. So yeah, that's the scoop. So that's the story of drinking chai, where you think that chai is not made from tea leaves. Like, that is not true. Chai means tea, tea means chai. If I was selling you something called a kahwa or kadha, then that may not have had tea bags or tea leaves. Kadhas are decoctions that are made in the Indian culture, and there's one for every particular ailment. So if you have a cough and a cold, there's a decoction for that. If you're trying to lose weight, there's a decoction for that. If you're trying to gain weight, there's a decoction for that. If you're trying to detox, there's a decoction for that. So all the herbs and all the crazy stuff that, we have access to, like so many herbs and spices, all of those are formulated in some way, shape, or form and boiled together and reduced, and then there's certain times of the day when you have to drink it. So it's pretty specific according to Ayurveda. And so yes, if it doesn't say it's a chai, then there is no tea bags in it. It's not like the Western, it's not like the Western concept of chai where you say I'm drinking a turmeric tea. So tea in the, I would say in the Western world, and I think in herbology or mixology, whatever, tea means anything that has been steeped with water, right? But in the Indian context, if it doesn't say the word chai, that means it's not got any tea leaves in it. Oh my God, not because I made this, not because. So let me talk in my radio voice. Hold on, I have to read this comment. Kina is sending me a comment. I have to read her comment. Now I have to buy it. So it's coffee. No, Kina, be very careful. If you go on the website and you see that there's cardamom coffee and then there's masala chai. So be very careful, honey, what you pick, okay? Just don't get the wrong thing. If you don't drink chai, then don't get it. So anyway, so now I'm going to do a review of my own chai that I made with my own 2 hands. Okay, so. Not because I made it, but if you wanted a gateway to heaven, this would be it. Yeah, don't mess with me, please. Don't mess with me over the chai thing. I think I've had my fill. But anyway, so I was chasing a target of selling 200 chai bags before the holidays. I am not quite there yet. So if you have it in your heart to buy a masala chai packet, go ahead and do that. I'm going to try my best to ship it to you before Christmas, but it's something that you can enjoy all year round. And we Indians, we just drink chai all year round. Now I'm going to show you the cheesiest way to drink chai, right? So when you go to like the countryside, all these country bumpkins, I'll show you how to drink chai. And I used to scorn at it, I used to laugh at it, but this is a chai fact, right? So what they do is they'll curl their lips like that. Okay, so and then watch out for the sound effects. So for every sip, someone will do that, right? For every sip, they will create this slurp and then they'll go, and I was like, what is this nonsense? So even my mother's side of the family, she has 10 other brothers and sisters. 10. So imagine you're a kid and there's like 15 adults in the room. And every morning, in my grandmother's house, they used to have a big, I don't have my other hand free, but the kettle used to be as big as my shoulder width. Like, so this was the size of the kettle and everybody's chai used to be in that kettle. So you literally just had to get your own cups, and then the chef, so they had a live-in chef who used to cook for this family of 30 people. So the chef would leave the chai on the ground, on the floor of my grandmother's bed, right next to the foot of the bed. And then everybody had to grab their own cups and bring that chai. And oftentimes the first cup, so they would, chit chat and exchange notes because everybody would just come rolling out of their bedrooms. And everybody lived in the same house. So all the uncles would come out rolling out of their bedrooms and they would come and grab the cup of chai. So oftentimes the first exchange of greetings in the morning was around my grandmother's bed. And everybody had their cup of chai in their hand. So imagine I'm the kid and I used to love chai. I never liked milk. So I'm just sitting around and then all like freaking 10 of them or 8 of them at the same time going like, I was mortified. I was like, what is this? Like, dude, come on. So we were like this convent going, like Catholic school girls from New Delhi. And we were told like, no, you have to, hold the cup properly and you have to sip it elegantly. And there should be no sound, even if you're stirring it. It was just totally hilarious. But recently I found out that there's actually a reason when you have aromatics in your tea. Yeah, you cannot even imagine. Like, it was too hilarious. And like, it was just intolerable as a kid. I was like, what is this? Like, we don't need that. Okay. So anyway, so another person who was actually doing a study about aromatherapy and, how the olfactory nerves up in your palate and your nasal passage, how they perceive or give you the concept of any flavor that you're inhaling or ingesting. It has a lot to do with your olfactory nerves, right? Which are right here, which are the senses for smell. So he said that when you actually do this, like, and sip it in, it actually forces you to inhale. And so your nose, which is already, like, realize it or not, but every time we drink something, our nose is actually in the cup, right? Ew, but yeah. So your nose actually then picks up the aromas from the spices or the herbs that you've put in your tea. And then it literally opens up something here and, all your sinuses open up and you get like that big shot of the morning whatever, which is why you'll see that when you drink tea from a cup that's closed on the top, or drink a morning cup of coffee from Starbucks, right, compared to when you drink a cup from exactly, that smacking while eating is hilarious. It's crazy. But when you drink coffee from an open cup, you actually may not need as much of it because your nose and your sensory nerves, or your olfactory nerves, are actually helping you to process the flavor of the coffee, and it's really hitting your brain sooner. So you are actually more awake and alert sooner than if you were drinking from a closed cup. So try it next time. I don't know. I'm not a coffee drinker, so I can't say. But do the comparison tomorrow and let me know what it is, okay? So I'm gonna, the pasta and the peas are actually done because the timer just went off. So it's definitely ready, but I do have to wait for the steam to settle in, and I'm going to do a natural pressure release. When at stage, definitely wait for the natural pressure release. Don't force the pressure release, then increase the actual cooking time, right? So that's the only tip that I can give you about it. that's about it. I am going to sign off. Oh, let me show you. Check out my cute little fountain. I turned it off because my daughter says it makes her want to go to the bathroom. But look, and it trickles from the top and goes. It's so cute. Oh my god, this is like my little pocket of peace in the kitchen. And of course, it's a mess. I do have to organize. So my goal is that before the new year comes, I really want to organize. Yes, my Wi-Fi does get messed up only because I don't know. It's a solid building and there's brick walls and the wall is pretty thick. Even though I just installed the Google Nest, yeah, the Wi-Fi does go crazy for a minute and then it disconnects and then it reconnects. Yes, in the kitchen. Not so much in this part of the kitchen towards the front, but as I go towards the back wall, it definitely messes up my Wi-Fi for sure, for sure. So when I stay on the corner, I'm fine. When I try to go further back, then it disconnects and comes back, right? So for everybody who is a chai lover, and I don't know what I'm doing drinking chai at 10 o'clock in the night, here I am. Enjoy your evening. Don't do anything crazy. And remember what this says. You are never too old to need your mom. I tell this to my daughter too. Actually, I think she's the one who bought me this cup. Yes, she bought me this. And I said, you know what? Is this something that you're trying to tell me? Or is it something that I need to know for myself? Or is it something that you're feeling? And she goes, Mom, everything. You know it. So you are never too old to need your mom. If you want to cook like your mom, take a class with me. I make Indian home style plant-based food, mostly vegetarian. I do have classes where I teach non-vegetarian food as well. So you can learn how to make chicken tikka masala. You can learn how to make a biryani or whatever. But a lot of my classes are vegetarian. I also have a lot of ebooks on my website. So definitely check those out. If you want a free chana masala, download. There's a recipe on my website which is absolutely free to download. Feel free to do that. Take a minute to follow this page and share this video if it brought a smile to your lips, especially with the storytelling. Like, come on, don't tell me that the story did not make you crack up, right? So it was a good story with all the chai stuff. If you're just tuning in, definitely catch the replay, honey. You would love to listen to the story of the chai, where I had a customer who thought that chai was made without tea leaves. Yes. So catch the replay for those of you who are tuning in right now. I will see you in another video really, really soon. I am going to go live on Saturday morning because I am going to be cooking live at a site. I'm getting together with some of my friends and we're just going to be jamming and singing and doing poetry. But I will be making lunch for all of us and we're just 4 or 5 of us. But it'll be a lot of fun, okay? So I will see you in the next video. Until then, be blissful and flavorful. Cheers. Pick up your cup of life and enjoy. I hope you're taking care of yourself in this crazy holiday season. It's very cold today, but have a good night. Take good care, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.